Well, welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here. I just got done with the Isle of Armor DLC. It is awesome, but the first thing I want to talk about are all of the returning Pokemon that we have with this new Pokemon Sword and Shield update. Over 100 Pokemon added in with this DLC. So if you end up enjoying the video, don't forget to leave a like, share with your friends, comment down below, subscribe, notifications, all that wacky stuff. Now, everyone knows YouTube is broken, so keep checking back on the channel to make sure you aren't missing a video because we are going to be breaking down everything. You can watch my playthrough, you can watch my reaction Pokemon Snap, spoiler alert, I cry, and all of the other goodness coming up. But like I said, I want to lead off just so we know all of the Pokemon that are coming back, and then there's even more with the Crown Tundra, so it's about to get hype. Let's get on with the list. I've covered some of these Pokemon already, but now we have the full list, and there's some good surprises on here, and then we're going to do like all the stats and competitive breakdown and data mining with the future videos. So who do we got? We got Sandshrew, Sandslash. I saw those Pokemon running around when I was going through the Isle of Armor. The kind of disappointing thing is that as we go through this list, there weren't really any hidden Pokemon, like 1% rares or like Den-only exclusive Pokemon that were really hard to find. It's like, oh, I saw most of these as I went through. But overall, we still have a good amount. So Sandshrew, Sandslash, I like these Pokemon. We have the Alolan forms as well. Other than that, I don't really see too much else going on right here, but Wigglytuff is a big one. I feel like Wigglytuff is actually going to be competitively viable, and that's because of its competitive ability. With stat drops coming from Dynomax attacks, as well as the Intimidate usage on Incineroar, and just a lot of other Pokemon, competitive is going to be good, and Wigglytuff always slaps with it. Like, a Dazzling Gleam, when you double your special attack, is going to hurt. Super effective hit is going to be monstrous, especially against Pokemon like Urshifu if it ends up happening. Low speed gives it Trick Room viability. High hit points means it might just be able to tank, and then you like Specs. You just Specs Dazzling Gleam. You mow everything down. If Intimidate comes into play, it's a pretty beastly Pokemon, and maybe people aren't going to focus it. You can put it next to another offensive threat, and you can create a really strong combination right there. So I think Wigglytuff, it's not going to be like an overwhelming meta taking over Pokemon, but I know people that have used Wigglytuff successfully, and having it back is something that a lot of people have been looking forward to. Another Pokemon that was kind of, like we already knew about a lot of these, Golduck, that was like with the announcement of the Isle of Armor. Poliwrath, that was either the announcement or the recent trailer or something. Actually, Abracadabra, Alakazam. There's a lot of implications here. Like, this video is mostly going to be competitive, but even outside of that, if you caught a lot of Abra in Pokemon Home and you transfer them over, you might have all the Natures Force synchronized if you didn't release them to Professor Oak. Like, say you go for Shiny, you have like 300 Abra that you've caught. Gonna have a lot of synchronized Abra. Also, one second, I want to move my mic placement really quick. There we go. I want to feel like I was talking into the mic a bit more. But, I mean, this is pretty big. I don't know what Alakazam is going to do for the competitive. Also, I like how they have the Abra sprite accidentally here on Bulbapedia. I don't know what Alakazam is going to do for competitive. I'm trying to think about it. Outspeed Cinderace probably hurts it. Cinderace Dynamaxes, or actually Sucker Punch probably just bops Alakazam super hard. So, it might do a thing. It did, like, Mega didn't even make it work. It was pretty good in Pokemon Let's Go. Still have a restricted dex, though. Specs Alakazam, does it have the damage just kind of mow everything down? Life Orb, will it work? Like, speed's kind of missing, and I haven't even thought about the idea of a Dynamax Alakazam. What happens if you do, like, the disable strats on the Shenanigan Alakazam? Can have that happen, sub-disable. Or just get Psychic Terrain and nukes everything. That's a thing to think about. Tentacruel. Tentacruel is a good Pokemon. Once again, not like 100% overbearing usage, but it's good at breaking down special setup Pokemon because it can Acid Spray and it can just get tons of damage over time. We don't have the Gen 7 moveset updates, so if like anything significant happens, future videos, moveset guides, etc. Like I said, I can't go into a full breakdown on every single Pokemon, but 100 speed's good, 120 special defense, this thing's a special tank, and just breaks down Pokemon over time. So that's something to keep an eye on. Slowpoke Slowbro, separate guide, but we already know those Pokemon we're in. Magnemite, Magneton, and Magnezone are going to be really interesting. No hidden power fire means that it can't trap in Ferrothorn and then blow it up. And there's also a lot of ground-type Pokemon. No Garchomp yet, and it's still really strong. But there's Excadrill and there's Tyranitar, and there's a lot of high horsepower on like Snorlax even. So it's going to be hard to use, but still pretty powerful. So we're going to see if that thing gets usage. Maybe like Choice Scarf finds a way. Choice Specs just takes a hit and nukes things out. Maybe it's strong as a Dynomax. Who knows? Exeggutor, that's from the trailer. Alolan Exeggutor. I think that's the thing. Like, you can trade the Pokemon for the regional variants on the island. Haven't gone, like, full into it. Separate guides. I'm going to be a broken record because Isle of Armor is so new. But I just want to show you guys, if you're looking for your favorites, you might find them here. So we got Cubone. Marowak. We knew about that. Chansey. Chansey. Blissey. Everyone's going to want to Dynamax their Blissey just to see, like, the highest insane amount of hit point threshold in Pokemon. But, I mean, we still got Skarmbliss. Because Skarmory's now in. We've got Corvbliss. We've got Blissonite, or whatever you're going to call it. We're going to call it Chansonite. We're going to just see all kinds of nastiness. Eviolite Chansey is still ridiculous. It's going to come down to switches, weaknesses, how effective those Pokemon are. But we have a lot of meta-changing Pokemon, and Chansey... Do I even need to say any more? Tangela. I think Tangrowth gets some play. Eviolite Tangela has made it on Fan Fridays before. So I think there's some good Pokemon in here, and they are going to work. Kangaskhan. So apparently the first time I did a video like this, we didn't respect the Kangaskhan enough. Dizzy Punch could still be a thing. Fake Out Scrappy. Metagame's missing Fake Out Scrappy. Your Dragapult now gets shut down and can't surf for your Colossal. Dusclops gets faked out. We might actually just see, like, tank support Kangaskhan. And if that happens meta, that's flipping cool. I love it. Seadra. Everyone loves their Kingdra. Everyone loves their Crit Draw. Rain Dance, Swift Swim is another alternative. Or, like, you know, now we just have Drizzle, Swift Swim. We have Dynamax, Swift Swim. Maybe on the same team as a Propeller Tail Pokemon Barraskewda. Even with the reduced dex, it's still hard to, like, get every Pokemon name at the same time. But could work. Brings that extra dragon coverage. Might be something that we need to see. It's Fast Boy. It's going to be good. Starmie. People got mad at me on the other video because like, oh, you didn't break down Starmie enough. I think Starmie got power creeped out, like, back in Generation 6 even. I know it has great coverage. I know it's a fast special attacker. But I don't know if it can stand up to what's going on, especially Water Psychic. Like, Dragapult's a terrible Pokemon, but it has the coverage to kind of beat out Starmie, so... Gonna keep an eye on that. I mean, even then, Cinderace, you Libero, Sucker Punch, and Starmie doesn't exist as a Pokemon. Scyther, Scizor is going to be meta-changing. Once again, I'm liking what we're seeing here. So, like, it's the right picks. I think these Pokemon are the right picks for the right time and what we need to see. Tauros, that was confirmed in the trailer. Porygon. Now, I think for a special attacker, having Porygon Z back in the game is going to be very exciting. Didn't get to see much play of it for Generation 7. I used to see a lot of shenanigans back in Generation 6. So I think right now, like, the reduced dex is going to make Porygon Z shine like it's Generation 4 again. That's something to be excited for. And there's just regular Porygon and Pokemon Let's Go, which ain't going to do anything. Igglybuff, we got Azumarill, Politoed. So Politoed, alternative Drizzle is going to be interesting, not just Pelipper. Politoed's always just been that frustrating Drizzle Pokemon because it's not there for the speed. Pelipper, it's going to die, so you either, like, Scarf Hurricane it or Focus Sash and try to get something done. Politoed's a tank. You give that thing a Citrus Berry, and it can just Hydro Pump under this rain and be nasty Pokemon. Azumarill, I think Dynomax kills this Pokemon, to be honest. Like, if you can't Aqua Jet one-shot or, like, Belly Drum shenanigans, it's not going to be that great. So I don't think it's going to be that great. We'll see what happens with the Azumarill, though. Dunsparce. My boy's back. No Galarian, no evolution. I have the big sad on that one. But we'll see if something comes of it. You know, we can, like, Airstream next to it and get this thing. Tailwind, Rock Slide, Double Serene Grace. Like, the Double Serene Grace is back. And it might be what this meta needs to, like, anti-meta shenanigans. Scizor, again. Swords Dance, Bullet Punch is going to be ridiculous. How do you stop this Pokemon under Dynamax? Is going to be strong. Like I said, in my last video, I theory crafted that you just want, like, Swords Dance, Bullet Punch to one-shot everything. If it's something you can't one-shot, you just Dynamax, Protect, and then you do, like, a different max move to get, like, the most damage out of it to KO the opposing Pokemon, and then you Max Protect or Max Guard again, and they just one-shot everything on Bullet Punch again. I think that's actually going to be a viable niche on Scizor, because it's just that strong. Heracross, no Mega. People used to run the old-school Heracross, though. That Skill Link Rock Blast is still good. Wait. It's regular Heracross that has a Skill Link, right? I still remember how this game works, right? Moxie. Okay, so never mind. Skill Link was only Mega. It had a thing. I was like, I remember Heracross having a thing that made it viable before Megas existed. And even outside of Mega Evolution, just Moxie Scarf. Close combat. If it works, it works. And then the thing kind of gets out of control. Skarmory, Kingdra, Porygon. I forgot about Eviolite Porygon too. That thing's filthy. That thing's a beast. I'm excited. Miltank. I like Miltank. We've seen Fan Friday's Miltank. It can be a good setup tank. It's got that curse behind it. I think it's a Curse Amnesia Pokemon, right? Or at least now it's going to be because of TRs. So if we have the update for Generation 8, that's going to make life nice, but we don't. Either way, I think it's effectively going to have the things that it needs to have. But Curse is good, Miltank is good, and it eventually gets super strong. So like I said, this isn't a complete moveset guide, but Miltank's probably going to get some use. Exploud, gotta bring it back. I think we knew about Exploud, and even if maybe we didn't. Even if we didn't, it's still good to know because, like, Boom Burst, Throat Spray, Exploud does a thing. Sharpedo. Sharpedo's cool. Sharpedo's going to be a really interesting Pokemon to have back. That Speed Boost, man. Speed Boost Destiny Bond is a thing. If it can, like, Speed Creep just right, you get that thing under Rain. Maybe Dynomax it under Rain? Dynomax it into Rain? Like, I don't know what this thing's going to do, but it's going to be something to keep an eye out for sure. There's a lot of potential right now on this Pokemon. Luxray. According to Datamine, I don't remember the full moveset. Got some good buffs on the moveset. No stat changes, I don't believe, for a lot of these Pokemon. Disappointed with Game Freak on that one. I think we needed some hard moveset changes, abilities, stats, much like we saw with Generation 7. Like, Sun and Moon changed the game. We didn't get enough of that. Hopefully there'll be some balance at some point. But Luxray might find some way in. Lopunny. Lopunny's in the game. Pretty cool. Tangrowth, Porygon Z, Stoutland. It was like Curse, Sandrush, Last Resort. Like Curse, Last Resort, Sandrush, right? Or was it something else? I don't know. Again, Fan Fridays. I'm very disappointed in myself. I know my fans are going to be disappointed for me forgetting what it was that made that Pokemon disgusting. Curse White Herb? Nah, that doesn't make sense. It did a thing, and it had a really nasty combo into a Last Resort that just did like 1,000,000 damage. So again, I think there's a lot of gimmick potential here. I think there's a lot of combo potential here. There's some good Pokemon being brought back, and all the OPs are saved for the Crown Tundra, so we still get to have fun. Scolipede, Baton Pass, Speed Boost, Lilligant, Crocodile, Zoroark. I think Zoroark might fill in some of the things that the metagame is missing. A little bit of mind games, a little bit of strategy involved, good speed, good stats, good coverage. It's going to be a good Pokemon. Emolga's interesting. Amoonguss ruins the game. We've already talked about this. The big thing was at the end of the trailer. You know, you could see Amoonguss in one of the screenshots. Idiots and toxic people in the Pokemon community were just like, oh, you're lying, Verlisify, it's not in the game. I mean, basic comprehension skills, anyone? It's good in doubles, it's good in singles. It's annoying when you get like a Venusaur versus Amoonguss, or an Amoonguss versus Amoonguss, or a Toxapex versus Amoonguss. So there's going to be more stall in the game. I don't know if they've changed 20-minute timer. If it's still 20-minute timer, that's bad. Spore's back in. A lot of shenanigans going on. Mean Shao. Definitely a Pokemon. An extra regenerative Pokemon being added in. It's a fake out. It's done things. I don't know if it's going to get super crazy usage, but it's a Pokemon. Volcarona. Whew. Oh, man. Just death row right here. Much like Chansey, what is there to say that doesn't need to be said? Volcarona is filthy. Like, Frostmoth was disappointing. Frostmoth was just discount Volcarona and did not get any usage. Volcarona is real, full count Volcarona. Volcarona is like 110% now. I think this Pokemon's going to change, well, with Talonflame. So Volcarona Talonflame, I think is actually going to bring back Stealth Rock's usage. Stealth Rock's was always a bad move. Honestly, 100% Noob Trap. If you're playing that, you don't know Pokemon. You're just mindlessly parroting bad information. But because of that, Stealth Rocks has dropped off a lot in Generation 8. It's gotten exposed as a bad move. But now I think it's going to pick up usage again, which will deter these very powerful Pokemon. But if it stays low in usage, Talonflame Volcarona are going to be scary. I don't think the data mine says anything about a change to the ability for Gale Wings. So it's Dynamax, Gale Wings, Air Strike, get a KO, stay at full health because you're not Brave Birding. Keep running it down, guys. I think Sharp Peak is going to be viable on this Pokemon, and it's going to make Steel and Rock and Hard Flying Resist necessary, or bring back that Stealth Rock usage. But if you're not bringing Volcarona and Talonflame, Then your opponent wastes their move on Stealth Rocks, you get a setup, and then Libero Cinderace sweeps the game. It's going to be really interesting. It's going to be really weird. Dragalge. I like Dragalge. I think it brings a lot of good stats. It's a hard special defense tank. It's kind of like a Tentacruel in that way. I think people are going to make it work. Clawitzer is really awesome. Remember, guys, Heal Pulse works with its ability. Will we see some support Clawitzer? Or will we just see damage? Klefki's back. I was not expecting this. I thought, like, if you think Klefki, you think Crown Tundra, 100% fit. Klefki in this, my competitive, oh, so good. I've stay tuned for the Klefki sweeps. That's what I gotta say. Rockruff, I think, needs stat buffs for that whole Lycanroc evolutionary line. Comfey is really awesome. And now let's just get to the last of the Pokemon. Comfey is awesome. That Triage is going to be sick. Like, we needed Triage back in the game. Supports and doubles, sweeps and singles. I like it a lot. And then Palossand. Palossand's surprisingly good. Again, I like it a lot too. Like, it just as a bulk, special attack, nasty coverage attacker, it might just work in doubles. Like, you just send it out there. Don't even need Dynomax. Maybe if you Dynomax, it actually, like, hard slaps and just one-shots everything. Other than that, you just kind of like throw it out there for some moves. It can heal if it gets a turn. And if you put it next to a very threatening sweeper, like Cinderace Palossand, the amount of coverage between that, I think kind of shuts everything down. And like you just insta-Dynamax your Cinderace, or you Sucker Punch the opponent's Dragapult. Palossand one-shots the other Pokemon on coverage. You're doing 2-for-1s all day long. And then we have the rest of the features for Pokemon Sword and Shield. So that's the list of all the Pokemon. We knew most of them going in. Couple of really pleasant surprises. Comment down below which Pokemon were you most excited to see. Are you excited? Which Pokemon are you going to use? Are you happy some of your favorites are back? Crown Tundra, other things. This is just kicking off everything about Isle of Armor. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.